Hello friends, in today's video I'll share a script with you. So basically we can check the our laptop or desktop ports if the port is open or not. So how can we do this with PowerShell? So let's get started. So first of all we have to define the target machine. Like the target is localhost. Then we have to define the start port. You can define your port range. So I'm just starting from 130 because the 135 port is open on the computer. So by default, so we can just check if the script is working or not. Then we have to define the end port. End port you can type anything, like I'm just ending with 200. Then we have to create a function here to check the port is open or not. For that I'm just creating a function. Function is test port. String. We have to close this and target. This port. We have to close this and then try. We have to create another variable here like TCP client new object. System dot net dot sockets dot TCP client. Then we have to use the same variable TCP client, then connect is target and port. We have to close this. Then we have to use the same variable again and then close like this. Return is true. Then I'm using cache variable. Return is false. We have to close this. We have to close this. Now we are going to scan the port. For that I'm using 4. Port start port is port, then end port is port 2 time plus icons because we have to add port one by one, like 130 0 1 then 131 and then I'm using if statement. Then we have to use test port target is target, port is port. We have to close this and then we have to use the right host to display the message, like right host I'm using port, then we have to use the port number is open on target. We have to close this using the foreground color. I'm using green for this. Then we have to use the else statement, again using the right host. Port is closed on target, and then using the foreground color again is red. Then we have to close this and we have to close this. So this is the script. So we can just check one by one all the ports. You can define the range according to your requirement. So let me just check and run if it is working or not. So it's giving me some error. Let me just check the error. So T was missing in the function due to some typo errors. So I have just entered the T, and now you can see the script is working fine. So port number 130 is closed, and as I said earlier, port number 135 is already opened on the Windows machine, so it is showing it's open. So we can check all the port range, like if you can check starting from 1 to 1000 hundreds. You can just define the port starting port and starting ending port range, and you will be able to check all the ports, which ports are open and which ports are closed on the machine.